Exactamente. There we go. Should be working, hopefully. Perfect. All right, everybody. Welcome back to another one. Another one of these. The oldie Caden live stream. Because you know what? We gotta defy the odds. We've now done how many of these now? Four in a row. 4 in a row. So more in this week than I have probably consistently over the last few years, I think. Something like that. You never know. 4 live streams in a row. I know it's pretty shocking if I'm honest. I mean, who would have guessed? Like me streaming 4 times? It just absolutely, positively unexplainable. I'm spoiling you guys? I am spoiling y'all. Like, you know, I'm spoiling y'all so I could disappear for another, like, 4 months, right? Or another year and a half, you know? We do a bunch of progress on the live streams, and then I just vanish, you know? I gotta pull a full-on, like, cryptid, mythological, a full-on Bigfoot, right? Like... You see me, like, once, twice, 3 times, 4th time, you're like, oh my gosh, like, I can prove Bigfoot's here, and then I just disappear into the woods again, and it's just like, nope. Yawn. Yeah, I have to go get a carton of milk. So, yeah, that's the end of the live streams. But no, what were we doing yesterday? What did we do yesterday? Oh, we did this. We did this yesterday. And someone pointed out, I think yesterday, like, oh, Caden, you've built a park you didn't do a lot of episodes on, but you did a whole bunch of a lot of this stuff originally over there. And I was like, I don't remember this. What park was that? And then I looked it up. I had to look up my own videos because I cannot for the life of me remember most of the stuff I've built. And oh my goodness, this park was like old. I think it's like 7 years ago. But it was like, oh, this is the first time I did that type of build, and that type of build, and this type of build. And it's like, huh, maybe I was onto something here. But anyway, it's generational. 4 streams, exactly. 4 streams. I have some green tea. And, yeah, we're gonna see about getting some stuff done today. Paleozoic Aquarium. Oh, yeah, well, we did talk about that. The aquarium and / paludarium area is going to be here. We're just going to push this back and make a whole bunch of aquariums, which actually makes me think I should look up bucket. Okay, is there a bucket of Tiktaalik, bucket of sturgeon, Brassagirinus? Okay, I can put these in buckets. So I guess the real question then today is, what should we work on? What should we work on? Just in case they add Dunkleosteus. Okay, if they add Dunkleosteus, that's just gonna go wherever I put, like, the Mosasaur and the Ichthyosaurs and whatever, because that will be easier. You wish you had my building skills? Ah, well, with practice, you can. Because that's how I got them. I made a lot of really, really bad builds before I made anything good. So yeah, just keep at it, and you'll make good stuff. Also, you're your own worst critic. Show other people the stuff you build. It's probably not as bad as you think. I mean, heck, I think I make pretty builds, but y'all seem to like them, so clearly I'm doing something right. Anyway, yeah, so yesterday we got all of this kind of started, which does make me wonder what I want to do today. Because I could just continue on with this, work on all that from yesterday, or I could work on the bug house. I don't really think it matters which one. I don't really care about which order I get these things done in, because, again, for the actual video, or I guess the episode, I am just gonna stitch all the time lapses together in kind of a way that makes more sense. So, like, I mean, we could do, like, a stream here, then back to here, then over there, then back to there, then here, then back, and it's like, you know, IRL, crazy, but you know, not too weird overall. I did also move this in between the streams because I'm trying to figure out how to get this to fit, and I'm thinking this could work, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure at all. Still trying to solve the problem of this straightaway, and I couldn't figure it out yet, so I guess, yeah, probably I'm thinking we either work in there or we work over here. What do you guys think? What's my favorite dinosaur from the mod? I don't know. I like Stegosaurus. Stegosaurus is pretty cool. So is Psittacosaurus, Mandriosaurus. There's a lot of really cool dinosaurs. I think Stego's my favorite, though. I think Stegosaurus is still my favorite. I think... did they live in a swamp or desert for Dimetrodon or a Dilophosaurus? I don't know. I think every time I've looked it up, it's more of like a swampy wetland area, which is why I did this, but I'm not sure. I am not a... what would that be called? A paleoecologist. Not a paleoecologist, because I don't know what prehistoric environments looked like, but I do like trying to build little prehistoric areas that fit my general interests. As in, I will make a prehistoric area as long as it's whatever kind of theme I'm interested in. I guess otherwise known as, I take some liberties here and there to change some stuff if I feel like I can make something cooler. Let's actually kind of chuck some of this stuff away. I think I'm going to go actually work on the inside of the bug house area, because doing that little aquarium area actually sounds like a lot of fun. Oh, that's where my pickaxe went. I was looking for that yesterday. I couldn't figure out where I had sent it to, but it was clearly here. All right, we'll throw all that there, and then we can throw any tools we won't need. So I'm gonna need that. I'm gonna need that. I shouldn't need the sword. I need that. Actually, yeah, that's probably the only tool I don't need. We'll throw the stick in there, and we need a couple of water as well. Okay. Gonna study paleontology in college. That's very cool. I considered doing that at one point, but that is not the route I ended up down. All right. Excuse me, gotta clear my throat a little bit. It is just now occurring to me, I didn't really build a way in to these exhibits. At least not a simple way. Let me see if I left some dirt somewhere I can use. There we go. Okay. Right. So we'll head this way. And then we will stand on glass and take the Silk Touch pick. What's this here? I am so scared to like that, because I'm afraid to hit them. I'm so afraid to hit these little guys. They don't have a lot of health. All right. Crassagiranus. Don't want to, like, you know, break this and then have the water just spill everywhere. All right. So there we go. We have all the amphibians hostage in these buckets. So, I probably just need to bring some chests over, actually, so we can kind of keep everything together. Go to a college that has that as a major. That's really cool. Cool. What route did I end up down? History. Old history. Gotta love it. Oh, I mean, it's pretty cool. It's pretty fun to study. Not super hard. Well, actually, I say not super hard to study. It can be very difficult to study at times. Because sometimes there's just not a lot of either written material, or it's like there are no translated sources, so then you have to try and figure out what it says, and if you don't speak those languages, it gets difficult. But overall, pretty cool major. All right. Time to set up in here. Let's see. I don't know how big our things are. The like trilobites I'm interested in adding in. Okay. I just realized I do actually need more, what do you call it, buckets. I don't know any sponges. I forget sponges are in the game, but they've been in the game quite a long time, haven't they? They've been in since the original Aquatic update came out with, like, the Guardians. That was, what, like 1.8? 2 chaotic streams in the same quarter? Even crazier, it's 4 in 1 week. 4 in 1 week. Who would have guessed? Certainly not I. Well, actually, I guess I would have guessed since I'm the one doing it, but oh my gosh, why do I have 14 buckets? Actually, no, I know why I have 14 buckets. I have 14 buckets because I keep crafting them because I keep forgetting I have them, so I just make new ones instead of trying to figure out where the other ones are. Because of that, I end up with a lot of things that I don't need. Like shears. Shears are another great example of a tool like that. I craft a whole ton of them because I keep forgetting where I put them or thinking that they broke. And then, yeah, no, it doesn't, it causes some problems. All right, we're gonna have to break all this. Which is a bit of a shame, because this exhibit's actually pretty cool looking. But we'll make a similarly cool one when, do. All right, there we go. And then we'll use this to just get all this stuff. What did I'm trying to remember. There was an original exhibit thing that I did where I kind of started doing this whole thing. It was either Compsognathus or... Wait, was it the, what is it called? Oh, because it was in the Jurassic Craft mod, wasn't it? The original one. Was it the, Leptictedium, I think. I think that's what it was. The little, like, kangaroo thing. Kangaroo mouse thing. Oh, okay, that's actually not working. Do I just need to get dirt and fill this all with dirt? That might be what I have to do. All right, we'll get the dirt out. It's fine. They're not like super deep exhibits, so, or deep aquariums, so it's fine to do this. Okay, and then Schubel. I forgot to put clay in here. Or terracotta. Doesn't make sense. Trilobites are pretty small, they might fit there. Oh yeah, they should. I just don't remember, like... I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna do for the trilobites yet, though. That'll be the real question. I haven't really planned this area out. I also realized I probably should time-lapse me tearing these exhibits apart, but honestly, it's probably fine. It'll be more interesting if I just time-lapse the actual construction of the new area. Right, let's quickly just rip all this out. The advantage is, at least, I'm at least looking at this, I don't think I used a lot of material. Oh, whoops. Well, I wanted to avoid that. But it does at least look like to me I did not use a whole bunch of materials that can't be reused. So that's good. Because I do on occasion make stuff like that where it's like, oh, this is really cool, but it's made with a bunch of stuff that's really hard to get and will not be pick-upable once I break it. I guess that's less common now, but it used to be a bit of a problem. Man, I'm just remembering, because I looked at that old video, I'm suddenly remembering, like, a lot of the old mods we used to play with all the time, and I kind of forgot about, like, what was it? Carpenter's blocks. That mod was so cool. I know there's probably new versions of it now that are, like, good, you know? But, whoops. At the same time, what am I thinking? At the same time, it was kind of a lag fest kind of mod, because it did make your game very slow, but it was cool. What? You're blaming me for re-uploading your World Painter Mega Island and changing it to Fossils and Archeology with extra prehistoric and modern animal mods, which is roughly 26,000 by 26,000. That is insane. I take no responsibility. Good luck. Leptic Tedium, that one. That was not what I meant to place down. Ba-dum, bum, bum. Alright, come on. Come on, Caden, place things correctly. Oh yeah, I need to make sure I grab that, because I don't actually have a lot of glow lichen. I need to farm it, actually. Yeah, that's really what I need to do. I need to make a farm for glow lichen. It's a nice little detail block. Which people... I have heard the legends of people confusing glow lichen for diamonds, and I still don't get it. But you know what? To each their own. Makes me feel better about my eyesight, at least. But anyway. Create ads, copycats, which are the exact same thing as Carpenter's blocks. Oh, that's cool. That's cool that someone's found a way to keep that going, because that was a fun mod. But I don't think I'd play with it today, if I'm honest. Because I think it was cool, but it did also kind of lead to a problem of, like... I don't even know how to put it exactly, but it did eventually make things stop looking Minecraft-like. Because, like, oh, I've got this, and I've got this, and we have all these weird slopes and stuff. I mean, it was cool. Granted, I guess actually the biggest reason people used it back in the day was, A, vertical slabs, which, you know, everyone liked, and the other big reason was it allowed you to get versions of blocks that didn't exist. So, like, I think, like, what an example of that would be. Smooth stone stairs, something like that. Like, you could get basically whatever block you wanted, you could get. And it was kind of nice. But, yeah, I don't know if I'd use it today. Lucky I have shears to mine this wool up a little quicker. Alright. That was not what I meant to do. Alright, it's fine. I mean, we have to tear part of the roof up anyway to get the new tanks in completely. Granted, I'm not gonna, like... At least I'm not planning yet to put skylights over all of them. I think I'm gonna try and make it, like... I'm not really sure, actually. I haven't built an aquarium in a very long time, if I think about it. Why are we dismantling the insect house? We aren't dismantling the insect house. We are upgrading some areas within it. So I can add some more animals to it. Like in this case, we are taking out the 2 fully aquatic areas. So that way, instead of just 2 small tanks, we can add in all of our trilobites and the Megalograptus. So we can kind of make it more of a Paleozoic type thing instead of just a whatever was in here thing. I don't know. Basically, I just felt like adding in some more animals to it, and I didn't really like. That was the real problem. That is one of the real problems with this build. Despite I think even at the time thinking and probably even saying like, oh yeah, we should build this. With the ability to expand it, so that way, in the future, should any more animals get added, I can quickly add them to this. And I didn't really end up doing that. Because this build is not very, easy to upgrade. But that is okay. We will continue regardless. We will bravely venture forth. Do I have any trilobite DNA? I think we have a lot of trilobite DNA. Which actually does make me realize, that's a great point. I have a lot of trilobite DNA. However, I am almost certain I don't actually have any of it cultivated. I think it's all just DNA. So we'll go and take care of that real quick. And then we'll begin the process of upgrading the whole build. I mean, granted, we are actually going to, you know, I guess technically tear down the bug house and rebuild it. Just a couple sections. The general building will remain. It's just... Oh, this is not where I meant to go. I guess we'll sleep real quick and then we'll go over to the... But, yeah, I was going to upgrade a couple areas, move some things around, you know, make it all nice and pretty. Because I have the Cerrato and the Ceratopsians right next to it. It's not easy to expand. Yeah, no, it's not. There's lava behind my construction site. There is? I don't see lava, but I wouldn't be surprised if I built over lava. Sounds like a thing I do, in all honesty. Yeah, well, that is also, like, the difficulty we have here is, we are going to have to... Where are they? Alright, Dicranus, Dicronurus, Alice, Cresciguranus, Aequiolomna will leave, Sor, Leplardon, Loncodamus, Cerops, go to Harpies, and Megalograptus. Alright, shouldn't need more Tiktaalics. Let me see what we actually have in here. Meganera. Okay. Okay, so that being said, I'll break that. Take one of... We don't have a lot of culture vats left either. Okay. So we'll start with all of the things we don't have yet. And go from there. I do usually feel, though, like the more of these I set off at once, the higher the chance is that something breaks. Oh, we're gonna have to do a lot. I'm realizing I need, like... Well, I was gonna say I need, like, an industrial, cultivation area, but I do have an industrial cultivation area. I mean, that is 10 cultivators, and usually 10 is enough. Like, I'm not usually making more than 10 animals at once. But, you know, I guess you never know. But yeah, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, expanding the aquarium stuff out. The plan for that... Sorry, my voice keeps going. The plan for that, I think, is basically just going to be dig underneath the Ceratosaur enclosure. So, we actually will need to grab some dirt first, then, because we'll need to edit the terrain in the Ceratosaur enclosure a little bit. Which I think you can already kind of see where I was messing around with that. No Dort. Dort, Dort, Dort. Oh, the Dort. There's a stack. Probably one more stack would be enough. Well, why not take two? Okay, so we'll hop into the Ceratosaurs real fast. And we will edit the terrain. Okay, so that's kind of the height it needs to be. Which we can do like that. All right. And then we'll just kind of come along here and do this. Just so we've got a little bit of it all fixed up beforehand. Right, and then we integrate this a little bit by doing that. All right, we will eventually need to, you know, move the fence up a little bit, but that should be fine for right now. And the Ceratosaurs are very rarely by the fence, so it's okay. But yeah, no, I did not necessarily give myself an easy time with this of expanding anything in my park. I have built this all very slapdash, kind of. Oh, there is lava. Oh. That's right. There's a massive cave system under here, isn't there? I have forgotten about that. It's fine. It'll work. Okay, so we could do, like, this being the midpoint, so, like, the entrance. So we will quickly just mark down entrance point, and then we'll do like that. Okay. So this should be, like, the entrance of our little aquarium here. So, actually, I should start. We'll hit pause, though. And... terracotta... We'll kind of think for a minute about what we should do. Namely, I'm thinking, do that real fast. Creatures, which is why I made so large. 14. The dinosaurs. Yeah, that's definitely a little more than I would do, but I mean, I've done world edit worlds before, or world painter worlds before for parks. I don't know. It can be cool, but then it also makes your park so much bigger. All right. We do it 5. I mean, we could do 7 block wide. So instead, whoops, no, I don't want to use that. Let's use this. So kind of like, yeah, more like this. Wait, no, that would be a 5 block. What am I talking about? I have no idea. Okay. So, like this would mean we could very quickly go back this way. And I don't know, if we said put 1 tank here. Let me grab my dirt. So you walk in, maybe the entrance is kind of like this. We'll just fill this in with dirt for right now. And then it would be kind of like back here we have some stuff, and then expand it out a little bit. Okay. And then zoom. Okay. Perfect. So the plan would then be, I guess, to, I guess at the very least, dig this way. So we'll just kind of dig back a little bit. And see what we do. What mod is this? Fossils and Archeology. Well, the Fossils and Archeology. A truly classic mod. But anyway, if we kind of keep this as our avenue of expansion, should let us... Basically, I guess we're going to trade space this way for space this way. I don't really know how big to make this. Oh no. Why have I had that thought? That is a... Oh, but that would be so cool. That would actually be super cool. That would require a lot more space. I've done it before, which means it's kind of an older design, but it could also be so cool. Do I do that? I know I'm saying these things as if you guys can see into my head and see what I'm thinking. But I have ideas. Well, and actually, it was part of, I think, the original plan for the last aquarium I was going to do as well. So I guess there's that. Kind of have to. Okay, so I'm thinking we do a horseshoe shape, or like a large circular shape, and we put the tanks around the circle. So we have like each aquarium is around it. And it does kind of help that none of these animals are particularly like big. So they don't need, like, absolutely gigantic tanks that are, like, 15 blocks deep or whatever like that. Like, to make the Mosasaur, you need probably, like, a 30-ish block deep aquarium. And you need a whole bunch of space. It's gotta be gigantic, but these animals aren't that big. I mean, they're not tiny, but, well, I said they're not tiny. The biggest one is the Crassigiranus, I'm pretty sure, and that's not that big of an animal either. So we're probably okay. I wanted to do that. It could be cool. Okay, but what would that mean? We need to plan then out two circles. We need the inside circle and the outside circle. You need to match up while giving enough space in the center, but also giving, not making the outside circle so big we can't include it very easily. So, okay, we start with a 5 wide there. We actually do it, that would be maybe a bit too big. Okay. What could we do with this? I'm trying to get the vision, the sight. I am thinking a tide pool for the trilobites. Well, there is one issue that I can see with that. And actually, pause that. The main issue I can see is I don't know if they can jump out. Like, basically, if I made a tide pool, could I keep them in the tide pool? Or would they constantly escape? Because if they can do that, it'd be kind of difficult to keep them contained. And I prefer not to have a bunch of trilobites all over the floor. So I gotta figure out what I would like to do with that. So I'm thinking, hey, we see if any of our cultivators are actually working or if they've failed or whatnot. I imagine at least one of them has probably failed, but I wasn't close enough to hear the message, but we'll see. Oh, wait, no, did it all work? So, it did. Sick. Alright, do that real quick, and then we'll chuck some more in. Need to make more bio goo. So I guess at the same time, I wasn't really expecting to, like, do this much stuff quite a while. So I have, or I guess I haven't done anything with cultivating up animals in quite a long time, so I hadn't really considered that I might need to. Alright, I am then actually just going to put 5 in there and see if it'll go all the way through. But I'm not sure. I like the idea of a tidal pool for the trilobites. I really do. I would love to do that, but I do wonder if that works. If I can get that to work without causing problems. See, we'll see. Might not, but hopefully it does. Really, really cool to have a tidal pool, a little tidal pool exhibit. Are there any other? We could do Nautilus as well, I guess. I don't know. We could. I'll have to see. Okay. So we'll resume recording. Okay, and we'll get back to digging all of this stuff out, which I guess includes this little wall here, the remnant of the wall. Right, and I don't have a torch. Oh, we'll just dig through the gravel. Doop-a-doop-a-doo, digging up the gravel. Yeah, tidal pool for trilobites would be kind of nice. I think that would look very cool. Kind of like horseshoe crabs, which, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I feel like I remember reading that, or there's something along the lines of trilobites and horseshoe crabs are related. I could be wrong. I don't remember very well, but I think I remember hearing that at some point. I know they aren't trilobites because trilobites are extinct, but, you know. They're like relatives of trilobites. Alright, let's see where we would be with this in just a second. Yep, that is all going to be up on the surface, right by the outside of the building. Which is a bit unfortunate, but not the worst. Let me get some torches. Let me see. I do not have torch stuff. So I will see, can I use this and make some... Ah, no, because it is special, it does not work like that. Okay. Pause it. We'll go grab some torches. Go grab ourselves some torches. It does feel a little weird doing all this. Wait, I forgot to grab that. Ah, well. Ah, well. Alright, let's see. Torches, 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 torches. I just not have torches? I probably do. I just probably stuck them somewhere and have forgotten about them. No, that stays with me. Okay. So, we'll run back down. I like my storage room, and I like my little base area, but man, it being up on top of a hill while most of the other stuff is in a lowlands area is, certainly an experience, you know? Not my, grandest idea. Probably means I should also get an elytra or whatever. I know people have told me to get that in, like, every single park I've done. I am very bad at doing that, though. Oh, I did put a torch there. Okay, so I had torches at some point, I guess. I don't know. Copper. I kind of forget copper's a thing most of the time. How would I forget copper's a thing? I used copper in, like, the last episode, didn't I? Didn't I use copper for something? And there's copper in this very building. I was going to use oxidized copper for the planters to get that cool green color. The, oh, what is it called? It's called some... There's a specific name for it, and I forget what it is. I know oxidized, but there is a specific word for that, like... Is it verdigris? I think it's verdigris. Granted, that might be more of an art term than anything else. Which wouldn't surprise me, because that's usually how I refer to it when I use it for... when I'm making, like, miniatures. Or painting miniatures up. Because I have done, like... Back when I used to do a bit of the old Warhammer Age of Sigmar stuff, I had a skeleton army, and I used that technique to make all my skeletons look like they were like from the Bronze Age, or the Copper Age, and look really cool and kind of oxidized, because it looked, it was a fun effect to do. I don't know if it made the most sense, but it was cool. And I when I build that kind of stuff, when I do that kind of hobby, I always try to go for the rule of cool, you know? Does it make sense? Not necessarily. Does it look really cool? Yeah. And that's ultimately the coolest part. The best part is, does it look cool? If it looks cool, I will probably keep working on it. Alright. Oh gosh, I've got the hiccups. That is very annoying. Alright, so... I'm trying to think about this. That might get upgraded. This is going to be upgraded. This is going to be upgraded. It is a very cramped building. But since I do plan to move the Mega Nura out of here, that might help a little bit. Maybe I shrink this just by one block on each side. Oh, but then that kind of messes with... Yeah, we'll have to figure it out. But maybe we even just, like, pull it back a little bit? I'm not sure. But if this does remain the middle of the... kind of like the middle of the building, then I want the entrance to this to be here. Although, what we could alternatively do, I'm realizing, is instead line, like, the entrance up on this. I mean, I guess I could line it up like that, and then... But that doesn't give a whole lot of space between entrances then, does it? Because... Yeah, okay, let's hypothetically, right? Make it a 3-wide entrance there. So then you kind of like... Oh, but the problem with putting it over here then is... Yeah, no. Okay, it's got to be a bit more central, so what I want to do can work. Okay. So let's say, yeah, like... Wall goes out to here. We can block all that off. And then, you know, wall comes out like this. And then we can use this little indent for some stuff and whatnot. We could do the same thing over here. Maybe, like, put some benches or something, or some plants, whatever. Anyway, you go in here. And how deep do the aquariums could they be? Because some of them definitely don't need to be as deep as others in terms of, like, this direction. Because, like, Diplocalis does not need as much space. Because Diplocalis is really, really, really tiny, and if I put them super far back, you are never going to see them. So let's see. What if we did 4 blocks? How many blocks is that? 5? Okay, and that's about how deep the previous exhibits were. So if we did that, and then... How wide would that be? So 4, 5, 4. Okay, so that'd be 9 blocks across. So then what is this at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so that would mean that if we're gonna try and block this out a little bit, we need to make a square first, kind of like yesterday. Is this a square? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 blocks. Okay, I was like, something seems wrong here. I think I did my math incorrectly. 13. That's right, I forgot to add an extra 4. Okay, so that would be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 12, 13. Okay, so that would just bring it up to this. Okay. So now we got our square. So that would then mean... Would it be like we did yesterday for that planted area, where we just kind of do, like, the 2 thing? Could. Oh, but that doesn't quite work, I'm realizing, because, I mean, even if we did this one, like our other typical square, the problem is then that brings it right up to the entrance there. And we can't really fit tanks. I mean, can we? Not there, at least. Now, so that would kind of mean 1, 2, 3 tanks with a tank in the middle. But even then, the middle tank would only be, what, like... 3, 3, 3. Yeah, our tide pool would literally be this. And that's not a very big tide pool. I mean, it's probably fine for how big trilobites are, but I don't know. I think I'd want something a little bit more grandiose. Let me see. Right, give me 1 second. All right, back. Okay, so... Yeah, this doesn't really work with what I was hoping for. So we definitely need to push it further back. Okay, so... resume. Okay, so let's tear all this back out. Which is how... If you haven't seen the other streams, and you've never seen me go through my creative process before. This is all we're going to do for ever. I say that. Well, I guess it doesn't take forever, but it does take quite a while. I guess in the end, we are somewhat limited by the space against this wall. Although there is nothing decreeing that all the tanks have to have the same depth to them in terms of like how far back they go. There is nothing requiring that. It's just that anything on this side can't be as far back as stuff on this side. I think. Well, yeah, no. This stuff can all go way further back because it won't run into this wall. And I can always just bring more dirt out that way. So, yeah, actually, let's just kind of push this even back a little further. It's like, how far is it between the wall here and this? Actually, I should replace this dirt at the very least, because we'll kind of need to keep that as our framing. So, how far back is this from what would be the entrance? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 blocks. Okay. So that'd be what? Let's just kind of do this little inset. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so it'd be back along here. Okay. So for it to be equal, I think it's like that. I think at least. We'll see. We shall certainly see. Oh, I haven't done a build like this in quite a while. I don't build a lot of buildings, in all honesty, when doing this. Also, I'm just realizing, that cobblestone right there, was from the planning phase for the, bug house, when I was, basically just trying to come up with the blueprint for it, because, I was trying to set out what the corners of the building were, so I knew how big to build it. And it turns out, I definitely did not make it big enough. But, you know, that's usually how my projects go. I do not make them anywhere near the size they actually need to be to serve all the functions they need. But that's fine. Gives me something else to do. More stuff to build. That being said, then I end up in that cycle of I just want to rebuild all the stuff I've already built instead of trying to make new builds. Although sometimes, I don't know, sometimes you gotta just fix an old thing to figure out how to do something else, something new. You know? I feel like that's often how my builds go, is I kind of just cannibalize older things I've designed. I look at old design ideas, I look at old builds, I take bits I like, and then I try to iterate on it and make it new and different, and hopefully interesting. Doesn't always work, but sometimes at least it gives a good place to start. It's like, oh, you know, I could just try to come up with something completely different than I've ever built. And I try to do that more, I think. Or I'm trying to do that more sometimes. But sometimes it really does just help to start with, how would I rebuild this old build I made? And in doing so, sometimes you find out, like, oh, well, there were definitely better ways I could have done this build, and then you start with that, and then from there, you start adding things, or changing things, or you just realize, like, I don't know, you try to rebuild a build, and then you can't rebuild the build, and in doing so, you make something new, but it helped because you were starting with something familiar? I don't know. I have no idea if any of that makes sense, but I feel like that's often how these builds go. I can say, though, at least, at the very least, this whole project does look way better than the original. Which I actually went back to look at a little while ago. The original bug house I made in the... Or, I guess not even the original one. The original one's way older. That one was... But like the last one I did, which I was really happy with. This is so much nicer than that old one was. But, I'm very happy I've tried this new build out, and I think it's looking very cool. Even if I am now starting to tear parts of it down to rebuild it all. But, you know, that do be how it is. Alright, so let's... Okay, is that the same now? I think it's all equal. Alright, So then for it to be the same as that, just then kind of go like that. Okay. Whoops. Boom. Okay. So with that, what do we need to do from here? I mean, I guess that's the other thing I realized. I just remembered me earlier being like, oh, well, the important thing to do is make sure we make the inside circle first, so that way we know how much space we have to work with. Me also not following my own advice. Okay. That is probably the best thing I can do. Okay, wait, so that's 3 blocks, 4 blocks, 5 blocks. Okay, let's say for the trilobite tidal pool thing. Let's say like this. Okay, how many blocks is this interior? 1, 2, what would that be? 9 plus 12, 21 blocks? Okay, that'd be a 21 block pool. Which... is it enough space? Is it enough space? Well, because the other thing is, let me think. How many animals do we actually have? We have Crassigyrinus, Diplocalus, Megalograptus. What's the other one? Well, and then the trilobites. Was there anything else I was going to add? Actually, let me pause. I'm going to go back to the laboratory real fast and see if there's anything else I want to do. I mean, part of me is now thinking I could do the Tiktaalik as well in this aquarium area. And I know, oh, but we've got the Tiktaalik outside. But I'm also trying to fix that enclosure a little bit as well. But let me see. Is there anything else we could chuck in here? Because I think Aquiolama is, like, Cretaceous? I have no idea, actually. I think it's Cretaceous. Maybe it's Jurassic? I just think that's like a dinosaur age one, right? Let me see. Let me look it up. Wait, what's it called? Aquiolama. Oh yeah. Oh, late Cretaceous. Okay, so this thing is like not at all close to most of the animals we are throwing in here. Oh, we had one thing break. And that was a Loncodamus. You have a lot of Loncodamus, though, it looks like. Yeah, let's... 6 Loncodamus, that's probably fine. Alright, I will probably chuck this back in there. Oh. Huh. Yeah, we have so many Diplocalus now. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, let me chuck this back in the DNA pen, box, I guess, I don't know. Whoops. I want both of those. Aquiolumna, so that would be much later. Yes. Raptus, Nautilus, Sturgeon. Oh, that's one of the trilobites. Coelacanth. I mean, there's a whole bunch of different trilobites. I guess that's the thing then, right? So it would be Crassigyrinus, Diplocalus, Megalograptus. So that would be 3 tanks. And then we could do, like... The trilobites could be their own. So that would give us 4. We could do, like, a big trilobite tank, and then a smaller trilobite touch pool in the middle. Or, I guess we could do Tiktaalik in there. Or I guess... I mean, wait, let me see. I do have 5 Nautilus DNA. We could just do Nautilus as well. Throw some Nautili, Nautiluses, Nautiloids. Oh. If I didn't use all of my bio goo on that stuff, at least. Alright, we could maybe do Nautilus. That would be kind of interesting, I think. Oh, wait. Check the DNA in the storage area. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I might do that, might not. We'll see what I end up deciding is the coolest. which no telling what that will be, because I am prone to quickly changing my mind about just about everything I build. We'll see. So respawn point is set. We need to head back over this way. So I do like that, though, that despite the fact I've torn a bunch of stuff out already, from the outside at least, you can't really tell, which is nice. Very nice indeed. Well, I guess you can kind of tell from the mini-map, but mini-map. No one looks at that. No one looks at the mini-map. Alright. So, if we had this one, which is a much larger title pool thing, and we wanted to have 5 blocks around, that would also then mean that the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh. And I think it's the same over here. 1, 2, 5. Yeah, that only gives 3 blocks of space. So realistically, we could do 4 blocks, and that gives 4 blocks for the interior of the aquariums, and 4 blocks for the visitors. Which is what? What would this look like? If we did 5, it would need to be longer than 5 though. It'd need to be what, 7? Actually, wait, does that work? 2, 2, 1. Wait. Why does that not look right? It isn't right. There we go. Okay, so then like this. What did I do wrong? I always struggle with circles. Circles for some reason mess with my head. Okay. Oh, that's what I meant. Okay, okay, okay. So then it would be like that. Okay, and then that would require at least doing... Oh, whoops. Gotta bring the time lapse back. Keep forgetting to do that. This is gonna be a real staccato time lapse. Guess we'll see. Alright. Going. This. This. That. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. 7. All right. And then we just kind of punch in this here. Seven, 2, 1, 2, 2. What? Oh, wait. Oh. I messed up my math. Okay. This would be 4. Ah, okay. This would have to be like this, right? Wait, so it's not right then. 2. No, that's still not right. Okay. I'm so... Why can't I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and then get rid of that. And then we redo here. Okay, so then it would be 1, 2, 1, 2, right? Okay, I think that's correct. So you would have the tidal pool in the middle, and then this big walk-around area. And this would contain all of the tanks. Okay, so we could have... I mean, I guess I could even just do these as, like, walls, and then this is, like, tank number 1. Even though I was just trying to avoid that very thing. But tank number 1 is, like, here. And then tank 2 is over here. It's fine. So, like... yeah, like that. And then what? It'd be the same thing over here. Okay, yeah, this could work. We'll see. I am getting... oh, that's what I'm getting flashbacks to. Aquaviary. Someone brought... well, someone mentioned doing mega builds on this world, and I've just remembered that is what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of the Aquaviary. Because it was the giant build with the giant combination exhibit in it. Man, I'd forgotten about that. That was quite the build. Quite the build, for sure. Guess I'm also thinking now, right? Something I could do. How big is this? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4 by 7 is what? 28 blocks? I mean, it's bigger than the previous tanks were, that's for sure. But then I guess, I mean, at the same time, instead, if I did like that, well, that actually might be almost too big of a thing. Doesn't work well in those corners there. A lot of potential here. We'll see what I decide on. It's the best idea, but at least I'm you know, I guess there's at least we're trying stuff, and we will see if any of it works. Oh! Knew there was a giant cave system somewhere. Just couldn't remember where. Alright, well, I guess we'll have to work around that real quick. We'll dig this back a few blocks. I mean, I guess I am kind of feeling like, oh, these aren't, like, very big tanks, but again, I need to remember, like, the animals I would be putting back here also aren't very big. Like, again, the Crested Uranus is the biggest one, and it's also not super big. Like, I could easily fit, like, in the old Diplocalus tank, I probably could have put, like, 3 or 4 more of them in, and it would have been perfectly fine. So, I guess I guess I should keep that in mind of, like, there is absolutely enough space for those animals in there. We'll see. I do think we'll keep Tiktaalik, though, on the other side. I'm still kind of interested in doing the Nautilus. Only because we don't have, like, an Ammonite or Orthicone or anything like that. I don't know if Orthicone's even a proper thing anymore. Keep mentioning old, I guess, animals that are no longer considered their own things, so I never know what's next. Or I guess the shelled squids. That would be kind of cool to have, but we don't have that yet, so, in the mod yet, so we can't do that. I do kind of like, though, that this is... Wait. Okay, wait, where? So that's the line where the Ceratosaur exhibit is. Oh, it's almost perfect. We could do a skylight. So instead of the skylights here, we could do the skylight directly above the... Oh, yes, we could do the skylight directly above the tidal pool. I really like that idea. Oh, that was such a deep gravelly O. Oh, I have a new idea. I have a new idea. Okay, the tidal pool, really cool. Really, 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 really cool. But we could do a circular tank. We could just do like a big circle tank here for all the trilobites, and it goes up to the ceiling and maybe to a skylight or something. And then I could throw Nautilus in, and Nautilus can go in like one of these. So it could be like Nautilus, Crassigyrinus, Diplocal. Oh, wait. No, if we're doing that, then we don't need the Nautilus here. So we could Crassigyrinus, Megalograptus, Diplocalus, that kind of stuff. That could work pretty well. Indeed. All right. Pause that real quick. While I take a look at what I am doing. I am thinking. Okay, I think this is gonna look a lot cooler than I originally thought. Okay. I'm also realizing the way I could, because I am feeling like these are somewhat small. One way we could increase the size and kind of make use of the diagonal would be like this. I guess we wouldn't even have to do it on both sides necessarily. It could be like Nautilus, Diplocalus. And then this one could just be like from here to here, right? And that could be the Crassigyrinus. And then Megalograptus can go in here, I guess. I don't know. Maybe? I feel like that could work. I feel like that could definitely. Oh, we need to clear this up a bit real quick. Also, let me just quickly even see if, like, does this work? We'll have to go outside, of course, to fully check how this works. But I am rather interested to see if this does kind of, or where this comes out outside. Because regardless if I do it as like a circular tank that goes up into the roof, or a, whatchamacallit, a thing, Caden, or just as a tidal pool with a skylight, regardless, I think it's good to just see what that looks like above, what kind of terrain we're running into here. I mean, it shouldn't, it should basically be invisible from this side, if I'm honest, because we'll kind of fix things up. I shouldn't be destroying my own trees, but I am. Okay. Oh, it'd be right here. Oh, it kind of goes right up against the rock wall here. I think that would actually look kind of cool. And it looks like even, like, right here, I mean, if we kind of mess with this fence a little bit, or even just bring the rock wall in instead of the fence there, we could even put the skylight above these two at least. Oh, maybe not this one. This one would be a bit too far for a skylight. Maybe we find some other ways to bring some natural light in here. But I think both of that at least looks like it should work. The skylight above the tank. All right, so then we would have this at least, which I guess if we then even, I'd rather have a 3 wide entrance to this or a 5 wide. No. we'll do this real quick so I can take this wall down. Because I think I'd like to indent this a little bit more. Make the internal, like, look a little bit more interesting. And we'll also need to change all this, which will be fun. I guess, I don't know. I think so, but we'll see. It does feel kind of like, oh, you know, this used to look like something, and now it just looks like dirt. Of course, it just looks like dirt. It is just dirt now. Okay, but then that makes these like this. Maybe instead of, well, with doing that, make it, I mean, because then we could do something like that. Nah, I think I'd much rather have it be more like this. And maybe if we're gonna do like a pillar type thing, we even just do like that, and then 3, 4. That's a little messy, but we could even move that pillar back a little bit. What would it look like over here? Yeah, maybe that works. Who knows? We'll have to mock it up a little bit more, but that's not terrible. That's really not terrible. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of the potential idea here? I'm feeling like this should work. I feel like it should work quite well. Oh, again, there's like the dead space here, which could be good. I mean, I guess I can see even with like the little things here, right? Right, let's say I do just make like all of them kind of like this size, right? So just 3 equal tanks on the outside ring. What we could even do here is just like, we could even just do that, which, I mean, I guess looks a little funny from this angle. Or just slightly larger. Like this, and make it like a little barrier, and then just fill it with plants or something, or corals or something like that. I don't know. There definitely is a lot you could do with this to make it a little bit more interesting. I'm not sure exactly, though. Do you think, though, that will look cool? The green light coming, potentially green light coming down there. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Which actually, since it's a circle, we could, I feel like it's turning into this area. But we could do a slightly domed roof as well. So, like, shave off another block or so, and then just slightly dome the roof up. Would be kind of cool. I don't know. It's kind of difficult. Don't know. You don't. The other thing is, they're only going to be, right. So like, let's say like the other ones. The floor of the enclosure is at this level. Maybe I do still shrink it down one. Then we could have a slightly taller exhibit. Maybe I just make it depending on the thing. That could also work, I guess. Difficult to know. Difficult to know. Difficult to say what we should do. Difficult to say indeed. How would I... Wait, how would I do the corners thing if I was going to do that as a tank? Well, it only really works on these ones. Right? Well, yeah, because wait, if I did like... I did like this, right? And like that, and then I just took the pickaxe here, and we cut massively into this area. That could actually yield 2 more tanks. Not that, like, we have to throw stuff in there. I mean, granted, like I was thinking with the Nautilus, I mean, the one good thing adding, I guess, the corner tanks and like this could be, is, though we don't have necessarily any cool prehistoric creature to throw in there right now, what it does mean is, should there be future small animals like that, we could chuck them into a corner tank like this. Which, I mean, even if I kept, like, the rockwork here, I mean, that'd be a pretty sizable tank right there. Not the biggest viewing area, necessarily, because it'd only be, like, 3 blocks, really. But it could be kind of neat. It could definitely be kind of cool. I kind of like that idea. Okay, so wait, then, like, Diplocalus, Nautilus, Crassigyrinus, Megalograptus thing. Well, I guess Trilobite maybe, and then Trilobite Touch Pool. Who knows? Oh, what I need is like a jellyfish almost. A jellyfish would... Do I have a moth? That's a jellyfish? Did you not? Wait. Let me actually see. What animals do we have that I could potentially throw in there? I'm realizing I really just don't have an idea of what is available. Or the sizes of a lot of the things I could throw somewhere like there. I mean, at the end of the day, I guess I could always just throw in, like, Minecraft fish, even. Throw, like, a puffer fish in. You know, just, oh, assorted tropical fish, or coelacanth or something. Until, although that feels more like, you know, something to do with, that's what I'm thinking of. Something to do with the, like, regular aquarium, and not over here. Let's see, anything in here? Well, no, these would all be the land animals. Alec, which I think there. That's all plants. Not that, not that. Maybe that. Not that. Not that, not that. I guess it'd be between Henotis and Aquilamna. Aquilamna. I can't say that. Aquilamna might work better, I guess, because it's more... It's not like a big marine reptile. Henotis, I guess, thematically would work better. But I'm not sure. Tropical fish. I mean, I guess there's always option C, which is throw an axolotl in there until we get something else potentially that we could use. Or we even just, if nothing else got added, I guess just keep axolotl in there. I was pretty sure at one point they were talking about adding in more prehistoric fish. I don't know when they're going to do that, but I feel like I remember that being a thing of like, oh, we're going to add more prehistoric fish at some point. Or maybe some other historic amphibians. Bum. Guess we'll have to wait and see. You know, at least, again, from the main area you can see up high for this, you can't really tell that it's been... Wait, actually, can you see it from the Ceratosaur viewing area? I want to know if I can see the damage I've done from there. Let's see. Hopping on over to the place. Next update is adding Nidus, which is a prehistoric shark. Oh, that's cool. See, but that feels like that should end up going in the bigger aquarium I'm probably going to build for all the marine reptiles. Such. See it? You can't really notice all the damage I've done there. That's nice. Okay, I am going to do something. I don't really want to kill a horse. But we are going to depopulate this enclosure a little bit because there's a lot of stuff in here. And I do not want 1,000,000,001 animals in the Ceratosaur enclosure. Alright. Come on. No more. There we go. Alright. Bit brutal, but, you know, kind of have to. Yeah, which, I guess, I don't want to do the shark. If I wouldn't want to do a small shark, and if I wouldn't want to do the Aquilolomna, I would just leave the Henotis. But the Henotis's problem is that it's a bit too big, I think, for this, because it's like 2 blocks ish in size. Like, it wouldn't fit here, and it wouldn't even necessarily fit in a corner. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to pick like some random animal and then throw that in there. But yeah, that would give us 4 tanks, and I think that would be pretty cool. So we'll quickly resume and then just rip into this a little bit. Yeah. I'm gonna have to edit the Ceratosaur enclosure a little bit more to get us enough space. Oh man, I really just don't plan some of these things out correctly. I really just don't ever think, oh yeah, I'm probably gonna want to expand this build out later, so I should leave space for it to expand. Well, I guess I did actually do that. I did that with the wetlands area. I was like, oh, I want to leave a whole ton of space for the wetlands to expand, and then I found out, I keep realizing like, oh, yeah, the wetlands realistically did not need this much space. And then everything else is like, it needs more room. It needs more room. I don't have space for it. Let's see. Just kind of break a few more blocks like this, and then since I don't have any direct plans yet, we'll just kind of leave it at that. Though I will at least build this floor out, just in case. Wow, that is quite the cave. I've evidently been all through there digging, but, you know, it'd be cool to go down there and explore a little bit more. Who knows? Alright. Trip that, and then... yeah, this would then be it. So it could probably end up being kind of like that. Yeah, like, yeah, that's not bad. Not bad at all. I think that would make a pretty cool little area, right? I think so, at least. Yeah, that should be pretty sick. All right. I know it's a little bit shorter tonight, but it's getting late and I'm tired. So I think I'm gonna end this off here. Thank you, ye mighty few who have decided to join me tonight. I don't know if there will be a stream tomorrow. I'm leaning on there probably won't. I have a lot of other stuff to do. But, misspelled it. Hybotis. Oh, okay. I think it's a large specimen and only like 9 foot, average around 6 foot. Okay, that's not a very big shark. That could probably fit in here if I made a lot of space for it. But yeah. I don't know if there will be a stream tomorrow. I'm leaning on probably not. I have some extra stuff I have to do for work. But I will very likely stream Saturday, and if I do, it will be at an earlier, more convenient time, and thus, hopefully a little bit of a longer stream too. But, I think, yeah, gonna call it here for tonight, so thank you guys for watching. I very much enjoy having an audience, and I hope you guys enjoyed this at least a little bit. And, yeah, until next time, everyone,